Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for coming to this presentation. Today's presentation is about South Korea business culture. Let me introduce about my group. We are from group 5 and my name is Tahlis Farida Novianti.
My name is Elsa Mujayana Mafu.
My name is Andi Nurul Adha Abnur.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Zulfikar Nur Alamsyah.
Hello, my name is Nur Hikmah.
The first is greeting in South Korea. The most common way to greet in South Korea is with a bow. The casual bow is a dip of the head with eyes closed, sometimes accompanied by a slight bend from the waist. This type of greeting is used when informally greeting someone or walking past someone of higher status. Business interaction requires a deeper bow, where the torso bends from the waist by about 13 degrees. Dip's most polite bow expresses Sanskrit gratitude or apology. One bends from their torso to around 45 degrees, or at times an angle from which the head would have to start up to looking into the face of the other person. The head is kept lowered in this greeting. Handshakes are also used to greet in South Korea to show great respect during this greeting. One may support the wrist of their right hand with their left as they say. And the second is introduction, name, and title in South Korea. Korean family names are mostly of one syllable, while given names tend to have two. The family name comes first. Kim Tae-woo, for example. Until you are on very good terms with a Korean counterpart, it is best to use the family name preceded by an honorific, such as Mr. Whether speaking directly to them or about them to another Korean, in setting that call for great respect or formality. You should use your counterpart formal title and surname, Chairmanly, for example. Some Koreans who have lived overseas may have adopted a Western first name, and prefer that it is used over their family name. Some also view their name as a very personal thing. So, a suggestion to work on a first name basis may be slow to be offered.
Meeting and punctuality. Most business meetings are scheduled mid-morning or mid-afternoon. You must make an appointment in plenty of time, so ideally a couple of weeks before you wish to meet. Punctuality is important as it is a sign of respect. You must call ahead if you will be late. However, despite needing to show punctuality on your part, don't be too surprised if top Korean executives arrive a few minutes late for appointments due to being extremely busy and the high pressure in their schedules. It is also not unusual for Korean executives to cancel appointments with little or no notice. The cancellation may generally be due to an unexpected situation. However, if you realize that this has happened before, it might be that they either need to delay the business or they are not really interested. Like in any country, it is important to be savvy and read between the lines a little. Office hour. Korean work days begin Monday to Friday. Most company workers and civil servants start work at 9 a.m. and leave the office at 6 p.m. Their lunch time is 12 to 13 since 2000. Working day has been actively in Korea gradually. Only 5 days, namely Monday to Friday. Therefore, all universities, banks, and other government agencies only work until Friday, while Saturdays and Sunday are used for holidays. However, in small numbers, there are still a number of companies that determine that Saturday is still working. There are about 7 public holidays in Korea during the year. The average days of holidays is 3 to 4 days. Example like Seol, Chuseok, or Hangul Day.
Point dressing. Appearance is important in Korea as in many other Asian countries, and it is important that you look your smartest at all times. But for formal and informal gatherings, the conservative convention of dark suit, shirt and tie are still very much the norm in Korea, with smart business suits or dress being favored by women. Dresses tend not to be worn by women in business situations, but are acceptable in informal social settings. Good quality accessories are very much valued so long as they are not overly ostentatious. The winters are very cold in Korea, so be sure to take suitable coat, scarf, gloves, and hats. Summers are hot and therefore lightweight suits are needed. When negotiating in South Korea, you must be aware of the fact that they express themselves in vague terms and usually hide their true intention until the very last moment. They usually go back and forth between being confrontational and compromising. So it is advisable not to tell them your date of departure. If you do, they will always direct you and wait until the last minute or even second to let you know they can accept your terms, or that they could change their position completely without explanation for their action. This is something that all witnesses find extremely irrational and irritating. Their negotiating style also includes providing a kind of shock that shakes your breath. This trait is known as sunsuchida, which means to draw first or strike first. Therefore, one of the keys to successful negotiation in South Korea is knowing exactly who you are negotiating with, number of people, age, title, specialization, and their responsibilities. Once you find out, you have to make sure that you bring your troops as your own.
Next, I will explain about interaction in South Korean. Korean will build a relationship with you through sport, entertainment, gaming, and each and to gaining information about your family and social life. There is contradiction at the heart of Korean communication. Korean communication patterns which is that like the Japanese. Koreans want to preserve harmony and promote good relations, but at the same time, they have a tendency to become emotional if they feel that things are not going their way. The combination of non-confrontational and emotional probably stems from the historical suffering of the nation and is best categorized under the concept of Han. Han described the feeling of unreleased frustration developed during periods of extreme hardship in the past and which is still felt in certain elements of society today. If a Korean express of his disquiet in a meeting, it is fairly good sign that the meeting is not going well. Generally speaking, Koreans regard saying no as poor etiquette and something to be avoided to all costs. It can therefore be difficult to get the truth of their intention. Dinner is the largest meal of the day and normally occurs between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. While it is common in other countries to extend dinner invitation to a spouse, this is not the case in South Korea. Business entertaining tends to be reserved for the people directly involved. It is customary for the host to order the food, which all arrive in the same time. Korean food can be extremely spicy, but milder dishes are also available. Wait until the host invites you to start. Do not leave chopsticks sticking into the rice bowl. Place them by the side of your plate, setting in the chopstick rest when not in use. Use only the right hand when passing food around the table. The host is expected to pay for the meal. Nevertheless, a good-natured argument over who will pay is to be expected. It is also polite for the foreign to offer a reciprocal dinner invitation. Some other aspect of dinner etiquette do not. Koreans generally prefer to concentrate on their food while eating, and to talk after the meal is finished over coffee or tea. Unless your host raises it first, avoid discussing business during a meal. Make sure you don't serve yourself or eat before your host initiates it. Always put food taken from a serving dish into your plate or bowl before eating it. Although chopsticks are the most predominantly used to utensil as well as spoon for soups and noodles. You may ask for the forks or knife when dining in larger city. Never pick up any food with your fingers. Fruit is sliced with forks.
Presents or gifts. In Korea, the importance of a relationship can be expressed through gift giving, which is always welcome. Gift should always be wrapped nicely in red or yellow paper, as these are royal colors in Korea. And alternatively, you can use color that represent happiness like pink. And when you write a card, make sure that you don't write it with red ink, because Red ink means that in Korea, and when you are invited to Korean's home, then you should bring gifts like fruits, chocolates, or flowers. Personal habit: sneezing, blowing one's nose are considered extremely rude. You should apologize immediately. Hence, you should use two hands or right hand alone when you receive or offer something. And eye contact: when you are in a discussion or a friendly conversation, make sure that you have a full eye contact with someone you are talking to, and avoid eye contact when you are get scolded by someone that older or have higher status than you. Smiling, as well as an expression of glee and humor. Smiling can indicate that one person is ashamed or embarrassed in Korean culture. Example, like a Korean may smile when they make a mistake. Thank you for watching. May all those we have shared be beneficial for all of us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Thank you.